Yo, what's going on, guys? My name's Kuzma, and today's video is going to be on the Stryker rig payload. And its main three payloads we have are the gravity vortex gun, the micro turret, and the Centurion. And I'm not gonna lie, this had to be the hardest thing to film for I've done for these rig overviews. That's just because this Stryker is a passive aggressive or a support rig. So getting film for this is really hard because you're relying on the other team to make the video for you, if you kind of catch what I mean here. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and jump right into it. And the first rig payload we have is the gravity vortex gun. And the gravity vortex gun is a prototype launcher that fires a slow-moving projectile which distorts gravity, pulling in and damaging enemies. Now, this thing, I don't see it used very often because it's really janky. That's just the only really way I can use it. The other two payloads are used much more often. There's a couple ways to counter this, and the main one is to lay down. If you lay down, it will completely nullify the gravity effect that this gun has. So if you find yourself up against a Stryker that is using this payload, just whenever he fires it, go prone and it will not damage you. The next rig payload we have is the micro turret, and this thing is a compact deployable auto turret. And this thing is really good for playing like objective-based games because you can throw it down and it kind of covers an area, a wide area. This thing is amazing, except for it has one big flaw, and that is blind eye. And blind eye is a perk that an enemy can use, and it negates the tracking device that is with this micro turret. So if you have any of your enemies using that, you will not get any kills. And most times people aren't running that. They're running stuff like tac reset or blast shield and stuff like that. Using this in hardcore is a one-shot kill, and in core I believe it's either a 2 to 3 shot kill. So I would stick to more or less using this in hardcore if you want that quick. Most people can kind of jump out of the way of these if they are in core, if they have well enough awareness of what's going on when they encounter one of these. Moving on to the third and final payload we have the Centurion. And this thing is amazing for holding down cap points, like if you're playing domination, because it blinds and disorientates your enemies. And when I say it blinds and disorientates people, it really is amazing at what it does. Throw this in a corner somewhere where no one's really paying attention, on B dom or something like that, and you will catch a lot of people off guard. And the best thing about this payload is the way that it shifts your enemy's attention. So say they're coming in, they're pushing into a room that you have secured down with one of these in the corner. Their automatic reaction is going to be off of whatever they were doing, and now onto why are they getting blinded and why can't they see what happened when I get stunned. And it is a great chance for you to re-engage the enemy at a different door that you weren't previously holding down. Now moving on to the rig traits, we have Relay, which placed equipment will alert the player of nearby enemies on the minimap. Thrown equipment will paint enemy targets upon detonation. Now this trait is strictly core. It is one of those things that you have to have a minimap up for it to work. And what it does is when you throw a piece of equipment, it actually starts to make a ping on them, and I would say probably about a 10-foot radius around where you threw that equipment. Now, like I was saying before, this trait is one of those support traits. And say you throw a C4 around a door frame, and you're holding down the spawns, it'll give you a mini-map notification that someone is entering where you're behind you. So this trait is amazing to use when you're doing like Dom or search and destroy even. So I would recommend using this one when you're using those type of game modes. Now moving on to the second one, we have Trophy Drone, and this is something that I use a lot of whenever we play like TDM, Kill Confirmed, where it's a lot of run and gun. And the Trophy Drone, it stops incoming lethal grenades and then recharge. So what it does is that it actually, whenever someone throws a grenade at you, it'll blow the grenade up, not causing damage to you at all. So it is amazing for whenever you are playing run and gun type of games where people are getting their lethals and tacticals, grenades, every time they respawn. I don't know how many times I've switched to this mid-game because of people just spamming that grenade button, and we all know how lethal these grenades are in Infinite Warfare. Another good thing about this trait is that if an enemy throws a grenade while they are close enough to you, it will actually blow them up. And it's quite funny to see reactions of people's faces when they get blown up by their own grenade. Now the third and final rig trait we have is Harden. And Harden, you can placed equipment has increased protection from damage and will also persist through death, which gives you one extra piece of equipment you can have active. So normally you can throw 2 C4s or 2 trip mines, but if you use this Harden perk, you can actually throw 3 out now. And it also doesn't go away after you die. So when you throw a trip mine to throw off a choke point, and if you die, it will not go away. Now this rig trait is definitely a search and destroy kind of perk, so just stick to using it there. I haven't really seen it used much in other game modes. It doesn't have much of a major effect on the gameplay itself. So use it in search and destroy and you'll do just fine. Anyways guys, that's going to be the end of the video today. Be sure to come back on, what's today? Today is Monday. So come back Wednesday when we do our 6th and final video, the Phantom payload. So anyways guys, if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and smash that thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and drop a sub. And we'll see you all in the next one. Peace.
Hell yeah.